Have you ever wondered why, no matter how hard you work, it feels like you're stuck? You put in the hours, maybe you even get a raise, but your savings never grow the way you want. You're told to budget better, work harder, or stop buying lattes. But the truth is, the system itself is designed to keep you in place. Governments, banks, and financial institutions use a set of tricks, some obvious, most hidden, that slowly drain your wealth and funnel it back into their pockets. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on these tricks, because once you see them, you'll never look at money the same way again. You've probably noticed that your groceries cost more, your rent is higher, and your dollar just doesn't stretch as far as it used to. That's inflation. On the surface, it sounds like just how the economy works. But here's the reality: inflation is a hidden tax. When governments spend more than they earn, they print more money. The more money in circulation, the less each dollar is worth. That means your savings lose value every single year. If you had $1,000 in the bank 10 years ago, it buys you far less today, even though the number in your account hasn't changed. Who benefits? The government, because it pays its debts back with cheaper dollars, and the wealthy, who own assets that rise with inflation, like real estate and stocks. Who loses? The everyday worker, whose paycheck can't keep up. Most people think taxes are fair. We all pay our share, right? Wrong. The tax code is deliberately complex, and that complexity benefits the wealthy while hurting the middle and lower classes. If you earn a paycheck, you pay income tax, payroll tax, social security tax, Medicare tax, before you even see your money. And when you spend it, you pay sales tax, gas tax, property tax, and hidden fees baked into nearly everything you buy. Meanwhile, the wealthy don't earn most of their money from wages. They earn it from investments, real estate, and businesses, areas filled with deductions, credits, and loopholes that allow them to legally avoid most of what you pay. That's why billionaires can sometimes pay a lower tax rate than their secretaries. The system isn't broken. It's written that way on purpose. We live in a debt-based system. From the moment you turn 18, you're encouraged to borrow. Student loans, car loans, credit cards, mortgages. The idea is sold as opportunity. You can get an education, a home, or the lifestyle you want right now. But here's the catch: debt keeps you trapped. You don't just owe the principal, you owe interest. And that interest compounds, funneling wealth from you straight to the banks. By design, you spend decades paying off debts while banks profit endlessly. And on a bigger scale, government debt is the same trick. Trillions of dollars borrowed, with taxpayers footing the bill through higher taxes and more inflation. It's a treadmill. The faster you run, the more the system takes. Let's rewind to history for a moment. Ancient Rome collapsed partly because its leaders kept clipping coins, reducing the silver content while pretending the money was the same. Fast forward to 1971, when the US dollar was taken off the gold standard. That meant our money was no longer backed by gold or anything real. From that moment, dollars could be created out of thin air. Governments loved it because they could spend without limit. But for citizens, it meant their savings would always lose value over time. Currency debasement is the ultimate trick. Your money looks the same, but what it buys shrinks every year. We're told regulations exist to protect consumers, and sometimes they do, but often they're designed to protect corporations and shut out competition. Think about starting a small business. You need licenses, permits, certifications, inspections, and insurance before you can even sell a product. Meanwhile, giant corporations have teams of lawyers to handle it all. Regulations that are supposed to keep you safe often just keep you poor, while the rich get richer. This one is subtle but powerful. You think you're making choices with your money, saving in a bank, investing in retirement accounts, or paying into insurance. But in reality, every choice funnels money back into the system. Put your savings in the bank, they lend it out and pay you almost nothing in interest. Contribute to retirement accounts, they're filled with government-approved funds, heavily taxed if you touch them early. Buy insurance, you're forced to pay premiums whether you use it or not. The system is designed so that no matter what you choose, the house always wins. Why don't schools teach you how money really works? Why aren't kids taught about taxes, investing, or building assets? Because the system doesn't want financially independent people. It wants obedient workers. We're trained from a young age to work hard, get a job, pay taxes, and follow rules. But the wealthy are taught, or they learn how to use money differently, how to invest, how to use debt as leverage, and how to pay as little tax as possible. That's not an accident. It's a system of financial control that begins in childhood. Here's another hidden one: lifestyle inflation. The government and corporations push a culture of constant spending: new cars, bigger homes, endless gadgets. Advertising convinces you that if you're not buying, you're failing. This isn't just about personal choice. The entire economy is built on consumption. If you save too much, the system suffers. So you're pushed to spend every dollar you make, locking you into a cycle of work, debt, and taxes with nothing left over to build real wealth. Every generation is promised security if they just follow the rules. Work hard, save for retirement, and Social Security will take care of you. But notice how the goalposts keep moving. Retirement ages rise, benefits shrink, and costs of living explode. By the time you reach the finish line, the promise has changed. And the government says, sorry, but keep working. The rules are designed to shift in their favor, not yours. One of the most overlooked tricks is how governments use money printing to create crises that conveniently justify more control. They print too much, inflation spikes, and suddenly you're told sacrifices are necessary: higher taxes, less freedom, more restrictions. The problem is created by the same people who then offer you the solution. And the cost always falls on the average citizen. So the next time you feel stuck, remember this: it's not by accident. The system is designed that way. But when you start to see the tricks clearly, you can begin to step outside of them. Because the greatest wealth you can have isn't just money, it's knowledge. And knowledge is the first step to freedom.